Blinking heck. One of us is quite quiet. Huh. Oh no, because you're not talking.
Piss.
No,
piss,
none of
piss,
us are quiet.
Piss. Nobody was laughing at my piss sound checks on.
Did you not think?
Friday
I think
night.
they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sophie's clocked in.
Hi everyone.
Hello everybody.
Welcome to Straight Diva.
Welcome to Straight Diva. Why is it called that?
Because I'm straight.
And I'm a diva.
And we're coming off a huge dub for both Sue and myself, because on Friday night, as some of you were aware, we were at the George Tavern. Sue was singing her heart out.
God.
I was making some silly jokes and emceeing, and we had a great time. I love my wife. Sue, what did you think of it? How was your night?
I think it was so good. Honestly, the minute this turns on, she performs. She performs. Oh, this fierce. What did I think of it? Girl, loved it. I had the best time.
Yeah.
And it was really strange as well because shout out people that came down.
Yeah.
Everyone it was sold out. Congratulations.
Well, congrats to you too.
Yeah, congrats to us both. But more to you because you put the night on. But like it was so amazing to meet so many people who watched the potty. And people were travelling. I heard someone travelled from like Southampton or something.
Yeah.
To come see us.
Southampton or Northampton? One of them.
Yeah, one of the
Actually,
Hamptons.
probably similar
Maybe just
distance.
Hampton.
Yeah.
Maybe just
West
Hampton.
London.
But that's what I heard, and I think that's amazing. And people were coming alone and then meeting friends there. And
Crazy.
I think that is so amazing.
You guys turned the fuck up.
And you actually did, and I feel really, really blessed and honoured.
I met some very sweet Straight Diva fans. You know who you are, you know foursome, and I've written down your names so I remember them. But you had a really cool selection of names, and I'm sorry I can't remember them on the podcast. They are in my notes somewhere. I'll give you a shout out another time. But no, it was a pleasure meeting everyone. We're just adjusting to being so charming and lovely to everyone on a night out. But a resounding success, I think. What was your favourite moment of the night?
Favourite moment of the night?
Who was your most valuable player?
Most valuable player?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Most valuable player is like a basketball thing. They give it to like the best player in the league of the season. So like the most valuable player of the night.
Well, I'd say you.
Shut up.
The speeches before everybody, it was lovely. And you did an amazing time hosting and keeping the energy up.
Yeah.
I think after I came off, I definitely went a bit, and if anyone noticed, I'm sorry, I definitely went a bit like locked in and locked on, and I think I went a bit like...
No, I had the same.
And I think I really struggled to communicate after I came off.
Mm-hmm.
I was struggling before, but then after it, I was like, oh my God. So I was like a bit mute. So if you spoke to me after, I hope you don't think I'm a weirdo.
I share some of that sentiment. I feel like any tips to anyone who's thinking of ever putting on a night, if you're gonna promote and MC it, you don't need to DJ. Get someone else to DJ.
Yeah.
DJing's fine. I always forget how much I don't really like DJing.
I hate DJing.
Until I start doing it.
I hate DJing unless you want us to do a boiler room.
It's too awkward. I'm just standing there. Especially, I think one thing I was telling you earlier, I think that was the one thing that didn't really work about the night was that, I mean, it was great. All the sets were great, but we were just in a pub. The George Tavern is a pub. It's got great sound for live music, but I had a dream of making it like a club night afterwards, and I think maybe it's got too nice of a smoking area, the George Tavern.
Yeah, I think that was the thing. There was lots of people outside.
I was having to kind of harass people to come inside. I might get a megaphone for next time.
Yeah, to get everyone in.
Yeah.
Are you doing it in the same space?
Same place.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I think get a megaphone. I think also the thing that I found really funny was when like the gig's finished and then it kind of turned into a club night.
Yeah.
And then strangers came in and I think they're like, who are these freaks? Because it was just like a group of us and we were all just a bit like...
I think I underestimated that as well. I think I assumed, perhaps narcissistically, that everyone was there because of me or you.
No, I think that was the case up towards like after Big Softy went off. And then I think in the club night, it was just like, I just think it was just like stragglers fancied a night out at the shack. Not Shakwa, wrong one. Yeah. Oh well. Goodbye. The George. And then I think they were like, what the frick is coming on here? Kind of thing.
Right. What was that?
What was that?
But a resounding success. I think thank you to all the artists that played.
Shout out the girlies.
Thank you to all the fans, the people that came. Live music lives on forever.
It really does. You actually turned it though. I'm really proud of you. You did smash it.
Thanks, babe.
I love my wife. It's amazing. And all the branding, I think, is so together amazing.
Shout out to Callum Bridge, Ellery. We love you.
We love you.
But it's part of a the night not in isolation has been part of a heavy boozing session for us.
Yeah, absolutely. I was hammered. I was drinking in the day. I wasn't drinking on the job, but I was drinking on the job at Wide Awake. And then I came and I was mini sick in the car, so I had to get out the car and get a train to the place. And you shouldn't drink, obviously, before you do a live set. So I didn't drink when I was there, but that was why I pranged out a bit.
Right.
Well, and became quite insociable.
Hey, come on.
At points.
Had to get a Subway though.
Smashed a Subway. Create your own chicken breast, and I was about to order the shredded chicken, and then some man behind me said, "No, it is dry," and I thank that man. And if he ever finds me, I love him.
But you said you have a drinking problem, and for context, it's bank holiday weekend here in the UK, which is obviously a big drinking time. I mean, one of the biggest. 2nd May bank holiday. It's like sun's out, let's go.
Guns out.
And you only drank on Friday, and you barely drank on Friday, did you?
I drank on Friday, but babe, I just drink so much.
She didn't drink yesterday. She's not drinking today. I tried to get a glass of rosé for the pod.
Did you?
Yeah, but I'm quite glad we didn't do it.
Well, we've been invited to the pub after this, babe. So.
Uh-oh.
And it's not over yet.
And you also think you're smoking too much.
I'm smoking too much. Well, the thing is, what it is I don't know if anyone else has this problem, which is being too pretty. No, joking. Anyone else has the problem of, because they know it's not a problem, you smoke and drink all the time and you don't stop, but then you can't stop. Like I physically, I feel like I can't stop.
Right.
And then even I have a cigarette, I'm like, this is minging.
But
or I have a drink and I'm like, I don't feel good. But I'm waiting for that big moment where I'm like, oh, this is really peak. But I'm like, I don't think it happens. There's no peaks or troughs. It's just a bit because I have the best time drinking, but I also have the worst. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it swings around. Did you see Madeline Argy talking about smoking and how she's going to stop smoking because she went to see a doctor and he was like, for the first time ever, obviously doctors always say why do you smoke? You shouldn't do it. But he really took time. And I was like, okay, cool. Sounds like a cool doctor. And
that's what you get on private.
Yeah. Literally. In LA.
Yeah, literally.
In Calabasas.
Yeah, in full CAT scan, yeah.
No, but then she goes on to say, he said, do you think guys look at you and they like this? And I was like, whoa. Pause, dog.
Hate that.
Why are you misogynistic?
Hate that. And also, if a guy looked at me and was like, oh, she's not cool because she smokes, I'm like, the opposite.
Yeah, that's not someone I want to be with.
Smoking's really
Smoking
cool.
is cool. Smoking's bad for you.
I know, that's the whole good point of it.
And it shouldn't be cool.
Yeah.
But it is.
But it is.
And we may pop a cigarette right now.
But yeah.
What? Sorry, so...
But it's just more because I've been, in my life, I've been sober for years. I was vegan, gluten-free for ages. I was sober for 2 years. After... At 21, 22, I was sober for 2 years. And it's I know I can do it, but at what point? I just think it's You
didn't drink that whole time?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was normal. I looked like I drank all the time. But I didn't. I was actually at my healthiest. But I think also as well, it's I don't know, it's just this really weird thing of it being I don't have to stop, so I don't stop. Do you know what I mean? But I kind of things are getting quite serious in life, in a fun way. My career's getting quite serious, our career's getting quite serious.
Yeah.
And it's a good time to stop smoking now. I'm literally a vocalist and I'm smoking more than I've ever smoked. Do you know what I mean? That is bad. It's bad for you. You can get polyps and shit. Is it a polyp on your thing? Vocal fuck. I notice it.
And some people...
I've got asthma. What the fuck am I doing?
Yeah. But rock and roll.
Because I had a cigarette just before this poddy.
Why do you think... Smoking for me, I think is boredom.
It is. I think it is. And it's boredom. And also...
And anxiety.
And it's funny to be addicted to something now because, addiction I always thought was, you need it. People used to talk about addiction you need it. I don't need a cigarette. I'm just I'll just have a cig. That's what it is. It's just I'll just have a cig. Whereas I should, retrain my brain and be I'll just have a biscuit.
Would you ever get hypnotised?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I get hypnotised so much. I'm detransition.
Have you ever seen Get Out?
Yeah, literally that, but for cigarettes.
stay with the dodgy family in the countryside.
Literally.
Detransition.
Untuck.
Oh, bless you, Sophie. What else is new in our lives? What else are we talking about today?
Well, I've got a list, but also I do think that then goes into I was wanting to talk about specifically healthy things that you don't do. So self-love things that you don't do. And mine is running.
Running.
I love running. Like when I start running, like when I was a teenager, I'd run every morning.
Yeah.
And then after school, I'd run for fun.
Yeah.
Like we'd do it with the girlies. Now it's embarrassing.
Why don't you run?
Because I'd find it embarrassing. Also, kind of like a trans thing, don't know what to wear.
Right.
And then
I was going to ask, is it?
Do you know what I mean? But it's more, no, because I can fucking run.
Yeah.
They used to beg me. I'm not even joking. At school, they're like, please do cross country. And I was like, please suck your mum.
Yeah.
But I'd like to start running again. It's like the easiest thing you can do. Just move your body.
I do love it.
I love it. Yeah, you run.
I do run.
So do you not like...
Oh, I run.
Yeah. Oh, hun, I'd be running.
Except
I've got the
I
run.
flopped at the biggest stage possible. The most crucial moment.
But like, do you find it anxiety inducing going for a run, or you just like, oh, just go?
Oh no, it's like, it's the one sport. Like I used to play football up until a year ago. I've never
Till you hurt your ankle and you obviously had
till
to
I
pull
started
off.
doing a podcast.
Yeah.
That is like queer adjacent.
Yeah. So you just had to. You were literally in the first team of Manchester United. But you pulled out, yeah.
No, I stopped playing football a year ago because I was just like, I'm shit at this.
Yeah.
Why am I giving up Why am I playing football on Monday nights at 9 p.m. when I'm not good at football? I was getting anxious before games because I was like,
babe.
For the most needless reason, like, I think I've always had a traumatic relationship. Not traumatic, but like I haven't loved organised sports. I was the chilled kickabout at lunchtime kind of guy.
I think that's the thing. I do get envious of like men for being so fit. No joking. I do get envious of men, like my boyfriend plays football, like five-a-side, and like even going to like those kind of activities. It's kind of like, I don't know, but I wouldn't want to play football.
Yeah.
Also as well, like not to be a prick, but like trans people in sports, like it's like, do I join the women's team, the men's team?
No.
Where do I join? I don't know. And obviously I know there's like queer football things, but then I'm also like,
well, it feels like women's football teams are only just becoming like a community thing. Like I know there's one in like Deptford that's a big thing.
There's one in Peckham.
Yeah. They're all in South East.
Yeah, they're all in South East. But
like where are the trans community sports?
And where are the thinkers?
Where are the thinkers?
Where are the kickers? Yeah. Where are the goalies? Literally. But I do think I'm like, I need to get into some physical activity again.
Why is it running
now that I'm moving here?
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
This is a good place to run.
Yeah, because I just go around Victoria Park.
Yeah. Or.
Guys, I'm not a South East babe anymore.
Wherever the fuck we are.
I'm gonna not be a South East babe.
Running.
I've never not been a South East babe.
She's changed. Sue, I think,
and I
has
actually
changed.
have. Oat Flat White on Broadway.
She OD'd on clout.
And I got a tooth gem.
And she's in Hackney now.
She gets a couple of free shoes.
I'm not in Hackney, by the way. All right, you'll never see me in these ends unless I'm here to do this pod. I'm in and out.
Yeah.
I'm not that much of a stereotype. All right. No, but seriously.
I'm not yet. So.
You OD'd on clout, babe.
Yeah. East babe.
Running is the best because, and obviously, people love to hate running because they hate running clubs and fuck running clubs. But
running clubs look fierce.
Running.
It just won't be me.
It just won't be me. Not me, girl. But it clears your head.
Yeah.
It declutters your mind. So like, I will feel like overwhelmed and like not being able to like prioritize or know what is even worrying me. Running, I like take notes as I run.
What the fuck?
Yeah, which is a bit stupid and actually how I sprained my ankle because I wasn't even looking at the ground in front of me.
Ran into a tree.
Yeah. First woman that walked past me just didn't even say hi.
No.
Second woman checked in on me, thank God. Rory Stewart in my ear as I'm writhing in pain.
Oh my God, have I told you my Rory Stewart story?
No.
So I used to work in a cafe. And he used to come in with, I think, his wife. And
Shoshana?
Yeah. She American?
Yes.
Yes, oh my God, we genuinely thought he was like some drug mule or like some pimp. Shit, you not. He used to come in and he was the most shy. No tea, Rory. I'm sorry if you're watching. Freak. Like, no tea. Not freak, that's mean. But like, kind of like, we were like a bit like, who is this man? And he'd come in with this like overpowering American woman, and we were like, girl, I don't know what's going on there, but that's weird. And then
Rory
we learned that
Stewart's
he was
a simp.
Yeah, and then we learned that he was a politician. He was doing that thing where he was going to sleep on people's floors and that.
Oh yeah, when
But
he was running for
he
mayor.
gets pegged.
He definitely
Babe,
gets pegged.
Rory
Stewart gets pegged. You heard it here first.
Babe, because that's crazy shit. Genuinely, they're working in South Kensington and serving all of that lot. Crazy.
Yeah.
We were genuinely like, he is a drug mule.
Oh, it was South Ken.
Yeah, I was working in a South Ken cafe.
Okay.
Yeah, before COVID, which
What,
is so.
do you remember what his order was?
Nah, it was weird. She was honestly
Definitely cow's milk.
Oh, absolutely. Well, he needs it. He needs some milk.
He needs some
He
milk.
looks like he drinks blood, girl.
One full fat latte, please.
He won't talk. She'd speak for him.
She spoke
Like,
for
and he'll
him.
have, and he'll have a full fat latte.
Yes, miss.
3 sugars.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
genuinely.
miss.
Yes,
Yes, miss.
mistress. You literally. Not even joking. Shout out Robbie Stewart.
Please, can we have some lubrication
Yeah.
this time, mistress?
That's rotted.
Um,
I'm sorry for painting mistress.
but yeah, running's great. I would highly recommend it, and you're in
A good spot. I know. I should
pretty
just
good spot
do
to
it. I have running shoes and everything.
My key pointer is don't run too fast. Everyone wants to run
Really fast.
really fast. Slow it
I'm
down.
quite good at it.
So the topic was things we do for self-love
That like you don't actually
that
do.
we should do.
Yeah.
I don't do any meditation or mindfulness, or I always have like journal, affirmations, gratitudes on my to-do list, and I never do it.
Yeah.
Like I was going to do it before Friday for the gig because I was like, it would be good to kind of just calm myself down,
Yeah.
bring everything in perspective. I was like,
Just did a pill instead.
just took a beta blocker. Short circuit.
No, I think that I get in a good place. Like I've been in a good place this year. Kind of. I haven't, obviously, but all I say is that, yeah, she's done now. She's done now. She'll tell you when she's done, and then she'll now just chill.
Okay.
It's really interesting. We can carry on, but she'll just keep going.
Yeah.
You'll scrap.
I don't want to. I'm scared.
No, I don't wanna. But she, not she. But I do that thing where like I won't do affirmations unless I'm struggling.
Right.
And then when I'm not struggling, that's when you're meant to do affirmations, but I won't do it. Do you know what I mean?
So you can stay on top.
Well, I always say affirmations to myself, but like not like seriously write down things. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not codifying it. You're
Yeah,
not putting
yeah.
that shit. Neither. And let's be real. We're egotistical enough that we're doing it throughout the day, just in our mind.
100%.
But
I'm kind. I'm strong living.
Yeah.
Everything will work out for me.
I am enough. I
And
am
it's
enough. I am enough.
you're not too old to start over.
Mm.
That is one that has saved my life in
Yeah.
the past like couple of weeks. Because like if all else fails, you just do it again.
Yeah.
Stand up and do it again. Like it's fine. You start over.
I just don't think gratitudes. I don't sit and celebrate the dubs
No.
enough and go, you did well, Louis. Despite being egotistical, I don't actually go like,
I don't think you're that
You are
egotistical.
good. I think I am.
Okay. And that's on you.
You don't know what's going on.
Yeah. I'm not Will. I am the best.
But I feel like I've said this on the pod before maybe, but we preach self-love till the end, but also you can only do it in so many ways.
Yeah.
And you can't beat yourself up for not doing like there are only so many hours in a day.
Yeah,
you got
that's
to
true.
work, you got to have
That's the thing.
relationships.
Yeah.
Which can also be forms of self-love maybe. But
I think in relationships, and I think even with friendships and relationships, the one thing I find hard is like sometimes you forget to love yourself, and then you go dependent on the other person for love, and then you get vexed at them, or like you get angry at your friends that they're not replying or like going out with you.
Yeah.
When it's like, actually, girl, you need to make some Weetabix and go to bed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
don't know why I said Weetabix there.
It was cool.
Thanks.
I do
I'll
that.
allow it.
I do that after sending 4 messages into the Louis Bluey Creative Direction group chat with no reply.
Yeah. Selfish.
I'm like, fine, I'll just fucking eat myself to death.
Yeah, fine, I'll binge eat. Is everyone happy now?
Yeah,
Is everyone gassed? For real.
Louis, shut up.
Something else I want to talk about. Estate agent signs. So I was walking the other day,
Here we
and
go.
we were like,
Tell
we
me.
were actually talking like, what should we talk about on the pod? And I was walking, and I looked up, and it was one of these like not new builds, but you know when they like redo like a house, and then they turn it into a modern house, whatever. The thing that annoyed me the most about it was just like, instead of being like sold, it said I'm taken, and it just annoyed me.
You think you're being woke?
I'm taken.
I'm taken. Well, this isn't Hinge.
Literally.
This isn't Instagram. This isn't Facebook relationship status.
I'm taken.
You're fucking ruining our country.
Literally.
We're in a housing crisis, and you think you can make jokes.
You capitalist pig.
Yeah, and also we know you're taken. You work for an estate agent. You're monogamous and boring as fuck. Okay.
Exactly.
We're a parley.
We're a parley. or they'd have a sign saying like "looking for love."
Looking for love. I'm looking for a house. Give me a house.
Yeah, I'll kick your head in.
And fucking just show up to the viewing on time and don't be a dickhead.
Looking for love. Like, leave me alone.
I'm so happy I'm not dealing with estate agents anymore. I'm looking for...
Because you bought the house.
Because I bought that. Because Mummy bought the house.
Speaking of, met Louie's mum. Does your mum listen to this poddy?
No, she doesn't.
Okay, neither do my parents.
Very okay. I think she watches the clips.
She's so beautiful. She's so lovely as well.
Guys, Mum got a bob.
Oh, and she looks
Actually,
amazing.
maybe bob is a bit of a stretch. It's not quite a bob.
No, it's kind of bobby.
It's kind of Bobby.
Yeah. She was like this all night.
And she said her favourite performance was Sue, I think,
Which
by
is
far.
very kind.
But she, no offence to Big Softy, it wasn't anything to do with them. She left before Big Softy started because she was like, it's past my bedtime.
And that's fine.
And to be fair, she was the only person there in their 60s. I mean, and she was the oldest there by quite a long way.
Yeah.
But she had a great time.
But she was the cuntiest there, so what now?
And she absolutely loved you.
Oh, love her. She's actually amazing. I have another point. Or more so a question. What's the most unemployed thing you've done when you didn't have a job?
Ooh.
I think mine's always like a Brighton trip. You know it's bad when you've got no job and you're going to Brighton.
Let's
just for
pretend
the day
Brighton's good again.
Yeah. Literally. Where are you going? I'm going to Brighton. Why?
I just want I want a cornetto.
I just want to sit by the sea. I ain't even got enough for a cornetto.
It's a sad state of affairs when it's like, oh, I want to go to the seaside. Actually, the seaside is maybe one of the few good things about Brighton.
Yeah. But you get there, you walk down are they called the arcades or whatever the fuck? Like,
yeah.
You walk down them, and then you walk the thing, and then you walk down that horrible street that has like Pound World on it, and then you walk past that, and then you're nearly at the seaside, and then you get there, and you're like, I did it again. I've done it again. I'm struggling again.
But people are moving to Brighton in their droves. People have been moving to Brighton for ages.
And Hastings as well. Girl.
I wonder.
Do you know, like, it's all fierce and fun in summer.
Yeah.
The minute it's winter, depression battle station.
Yeah.
That's gross. One of like the nicest things in winter to do is go to like a cafe or go to a pub, and it's bustling and hustling in London town.
And there's people, there's warmth.
But like fair dues, I do like a seaside pub. But like once you know everyone in there, they're the only people you're gonna see. And like tourists.
And the wind. Nobody talks about the wind.
Baltic Betty. Yeah, exactly. And the seagulls. Are you kidding?
I fucking hate seagulls.
You got gulls.
Seagulls trying to yam your fucking McSpicy.
Yeah, exactly.
While I'm sitting in my car.
Yeah.
I don't drive.
Can you leave the Fiat 500 out of this?
The most unemployed thing I've done is probably the other week working from Finsbury Park for 4 hours. And also just working from my local cafe. Like I do get some work done there, but like a lot of the time I am pretending to work.
Chips and the gals behind the bar.
Yeah. I had actually, so it was my birthday last week.
Which gagged me, right? Literally, I call him, right? And we've got this like call.
Oh my God. Sorry.
I call him and I'm like, oh my God, yeah, we've got like this work call plan to talk about Straight Diva. And he's like, oh, it's my birthday. I'm like, but you can't do this to me. Like, what the hell? I would have planned something. I feel awful.
Well, I find it hard to announce. How do you do the PR of announcing it's your birthday?
I tell everybody I'm like, it's my birthday next week, and I just keep telling everyone.
Okay. I need to get better at that. I think that's too
and I love that.
Self-indulgent.
No, yeah, birthdays are self-indulgent. It's the one time we're allowed to be self-indulgent.
Well, you kind of taught me that because we spoke on my birthday on the phone, and you immediately posted an Instagram story saying, everyone say happy birthday, mummy.
Yeah, and then I put it on Straight Diva as well, and everyone did.
Which I was very grateful for. Thank you very much. And then I was like, wait, I do need to...
It is your day.
So then I went into my local cafe.
Yeah.
And...
I kissed everyone there.
I sat down with my friend Filippo.
Yeah.
And then I ended up having... I'm embedded in the furniture so much now at this cafe that I ended up having lunch with the staff there.
Babe, that is me. I roll whenever I'm in East. I roll to Pavilion and go to Jordan. And me and Jordan just kiki for like half an hour. I am that annoying girl that doesn't leave. I am an Australian. You see Australians at 5:30 that want to know flat why. I am that person.
It's always Australian.
Shout out to the Melbourne listeners. Yeah. I am one of you.
Yeah.
And Albie came back.
Albie came back. Welcome back, Albie.
But carry on with your story. Sorry.
No, it basically just ended in like one of them going like, "Why aren't you spending your birthday with your friends?"
I am.
I was like, I said, "You guys are my friends."
Yeah.
As a joke.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "'Cause my friends have real jobs."
Oh.
And then it was just like, "What? Just like you have a real job?" And I was like, "I don't claim to have a real job.
Yeah.
I am very proudly working 2 nonsense jobs."
Yeah.
Proudly. Anyway, so the most unemployed thing I do is work from a cafe or work from Finsbury Park. Getting too specific with my locations.
Send me your location. Let's
focus on communication.
Ooh, I just need the time and space to come.
You know when a song ages so badly?
Yeah. Just gross. Send me your location.
What
happened to Khalid? He got outed this year, didn't he?
No way.
He's a gay.
Oh, outed for being homosexual.
Yeah.
That when you say he was outed,
I think like nonce.
Yeah.
No.
Outed feels bad to me.
Do you know what feels bad? We've not mentioned Malala. I feel wrong.
Why? We mentioned her every fucking
No,
episode.
that's what I mean. Like I've got no follow up on Malala.
We had so much feedback.
We had so much feedback.
Did we speak about this on last week?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, yeah.
We're just like, that's it.
Everyone
that's
knows
it, guys.
the story.
We're done now. The end.
Leave Malala the fuck alone.
Yeah. Leave Britney alone, but it's Malala.
What else is on our list today?
You wrote Britpop.
I wrote Britpop. Am I too hungover to get through this point? Let's give it a go.
Let's have a go.
So, basically, I've been noticing a lot of Britpop nostalgia at the moment. There's obviously the Face magazine.
Mm-hmm.
There's Oasis coming back. People like Robbie Williams has made a film. I know Robbie Williams isn't Britpop, but maybe let's call it Rule Britannia or whatever the fuck it's called.
I hate Robbie Williams.
And it's just like, maybe Twigs was right, you know? Maybe we do need some fucking thinkers because all you motherfuckers are so nostalgic for a time that was actually kind of mid.
So mid.
And who's to say that it was any better than it is now?
There was just 2 bands.
And like, Robbie Williams does have a few bangers, don't get me wrong, but he is also naff as fuck.
So shit.
And I'm sick of seeing people in track jackets and talking about Britpop, and I know I have a borderline mod cut. And
I wear track jackets basically every
And
podcast.
I know some of us work with the Face magazine, but god damn it, I'm bored of it.
Not me.
And
I'm a day's girl through and through.
A day's girl through and through. I'm working.
Unless
I'm working with no publications. Where are my publications?
Yeah, hello.
The Daily Telegraph.
Exactly.
The Sun. I'm doing Vox Pop for the Sun. I'm doing.
What do you think about being gay in football?
I'm doing Vox Pop for Auto Traders. Is that the car magazine?
Is it? I don't know.
Look at this guy chilling.
Oh, big soph.
But yeah, maybe Twigs was right, and I feel like you've spoken about it.
Then we'll feel the electricity there.
I feel like you've spoken about it before in your music, where you're like, I didn't like that song because it was too 80s.
Yeah.
And it's so, I find myself, it's a natural urge to be nostalgic or to go like, oh, this time was so cool. But like, do you feel like you're resisting nostalgia? Do you feel like you don't have any appeal for nostalgia? Do you feel like you like nostalgia and that's fine? Do you feel like nostalgia's a bad
I
or
feel
a
like
good thing?
nostalgia is the whole thing of like pulling up a time, not recreating the time. Leave the time alone. Like obviously I know that you need to like hello. You want to run with like different things.
Yeah.
But like you don't have to completely reference the time, and I feel like that's kind of what happens now. It's the same with like Y2K. It was like everyone just started dressing like it was the year 2000. And then it's like, okay, are we done? Do you know what I mean? Just as much as everyone is, they've gone to the 90s now. It's like, okay, they go to the 80s next. They go to 1920s. The way that things are going, hello.
Yeah. I also feel it when like everyone's doing their lip syncs with camcorders.
Yeah.
And on one hand, it's like cool. I guess it's cheaper than like a nice camera.
Is it though?
But it's also like just use an iPhone.
And it looks naff. It looks naff.
Not to be exclusive to people who can't afford iPhones, but
use a Galaxy Note 5 from Samsung Mobile. Use the Galaxy Flip.
When's the Carphone Warehouse going to sponsor this podcast?
Girl, when's Samsung going to sponsor us so we can never show that we're using iPhone ever again like Charlie XCX?
Yeah.
That girl must be going through it.
But guys, resist the urge for nostalgia. Focus on the present.
Yeah.
Golden age thinking. Yeah, it's not
Hello.
not necessarily better in the olden times. You ever seen Midnight in Paris with Owen Wilson?
No.
Actually, not that good.
Everyone used to say that I look like Owen Wilson at school, which I get.
He's kind of ugly hot.
He's not hot. I don't think he's
Really?
hot. I watched Zoolander for the first time the other day. Is he in that Zoolander? What's that one?
I think
No.
Ben Stiller, Will Ferrell.
Yeah, is that Zoolander?
That is Zoolander, but does he have a smaller role? I can't remember.
No. He's like the opposite model. He's like
Right.
he's like
Yes,
the rival model.
Yeah.
I guess he's funny. It's just those American actors. It's the same with Colin Farrell. I love him. Is it Colin Farrell? Which one's the one who has a transgender mate and they did a documentary?
Not Colin. Colin
Who's
Farrell.
Who's Elf?
Oh, Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell.
Will
Like-
Ferrell's got a trans mate.
Yeah, they just did a series about it. And they travel through America because she's transitioned. Anyway, but the whole thing being is you're just shouting. You're not funny, you're just shouting.
Right.
Like Elf, I literally as a kid used to watch it like this.
You never liked Elle.
You're just shouting. Santa! Like, shut up, man.
Well,
Shut up.
I think.
Shut up. Even on that documentary, I did like it because obviously, like, it was about trans acceptance and beautiful. But even then, when he was being funny, there's this one scene he gets in a hot air balloon and he's just shouting.
I feel like that's like my weak
He's
spot.
just shouting.
That's my guilty pleasure. Is
I
like
hate it.
Step Brothers.
It's like, you're not funny. You're not funny. You're just shouting. You're not a funny person. If you can't be funny quiet, you're not funny.
Yeah, be like us.
A whisper bitch.
Make disgusting jokes about poo.
You're not funny. Yeah, like, you're just not funny. If you have to shout to make the joke funny, it's not funny.
True.
Because that's like highlighting, I'm doing a joke now, laugh. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's so American. It's so shit. Sorry.
So you don't like Step Brothers?
I mean, there's loads of room to do activities. But I like, obviously I watched it and like Dodgeball and stuff. Like, I was brought up on all those films and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, it doesn't move me when people shout. In fact, it used to annoy me. Like, it still annoys me.
It is also an ick when people still reference Superbad and Step Brothers. I'm thinking of a couple people, like home friends, that will just not give up the kind of teenage bro bit.
Yeah.
It's like we do need to move on at some point.
Yeah, come on, guys, stand up.
Oh, look at you, you gorgeous.
I mean, I like Juno, but that feels like a silent movie these days.
Juno's great, but it also has an element.
No one shouts.
Yeah, no one shouts. It has an element of somberness. It's quite.
That's what I like.
Yeah, you like the emo, Midwest emo.
Yeah.
Literally.
Did you ever listen to Real Friends? They're like Midwest emo.
How many of us?
I've given up on you.
No.
So I can learn to know you're not alone. I'm sorry. Another one is like, in my bony knees. So good. I got this lonely night in Jimmy Eat World. I never had you, and I guess I never did.
Your emo twang's good.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. Honestly, I used to fuck with the emos, but my mum wouldn't let me be an emo, and I was too scared of my mum to do it.
So then you became a Claire's Accessories goth.
Tranny. It's a funny way of saying a tranny. But no, literally, have that, mum.
No, my emo only really extends to like music nerd, American football basically is.
Breakins.
Like, oh my god, I love breakins.
Fuck to death. I love
That's something I'm slightly embarrassed to play in front of other people.
I love breakins. I fuck with breakins heavy.
I'll just go 5G.
What's that song where it's like
I don't know how much more I can take.
I like the really slow ones where it's like,
I'm gonna need more than sunlight and getting in shape. Yeah, the slow ones are the best. When he goes to dubstep.
But a joke. And if I had you, and it's like, oh my fucking god, oh my fucking, in the samples.
Boy, if I had to.
Yeah, literally, I wouldn't have you, and it just goes.
I think that's one of the best
hard.
albums of recent times.
Oh, 100%, it's amazing.
And it does go too Skrillex sometimes.
And then he goes, and then that song, Rosie a Punk too. So good.
Wait, there's one more on that one.
If I had you.
Boy, if I had
Good.
you.
It felt like having a joke. No, save it. Fuck boy, no.
Fuck boy trying to take my money.
Oh my
2020,
God. Is he gay?
I'ma take time on me. I think he sounds bi from his lyrics.
Bisexual.
Bisexual. Listen to
This bit, where is
Breakers.
that? Don't, but I loved ya. And then there's a lyric in it, which is, I think the lyric should have been, I'm just trying to get my dick sucked. But instead it's love up. And I'm like, I guarantee that was dick sucked.
No,
I'm just trying to get my dick sucked.
if he's
I
not
wish I'd said that.
if he's not bi, he's arguably worse than Role Model because his lyrics are certainly
They're
giving
so
off.
gay.
Yeah. What else do we have today?
I love to love.
Do we want to talk about Brockwell Park? Do we want to get political for a second?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so for context, if anyone isn't from London or hasn't been reading the news, basically there's a festival. Well, there's many
multiple,
festivals.
yeah.
There's Wide Awake. There's Mighty Hoopla.
Yep.
There's a load of others.
City Splash.
City Splash, that's the one I was trying to think of. All at this park called Brockwell Park. And
Nice park, not the best park.
yeah,
Fine park.
perfect for holding festivals.
Yeah, literally a huge park.
But a kind of a committee of local residents won a case against the council for unlawfully. They didn't get planning permission to put on the festival.
The thing is, do you know the same thing? It's the same thing with this trans thing, right? They've got to let the girls know that they're doing these cases. They've got to make this public. I feel like it's come out of nowhere. And they're just kind of like, it's ruining the grass. And like, it's like, it was quite interesting as well. I was doing interviews for days. By the time this comes out, it's probably going to be out. But it's quite interesting how many people didn't agree, but were like, I see where they're coming from. I don't. You live in London, for fuck's sake. You live in, like, I don't understand. Like, you can't be like, I want this park to just be like grass. It's like, who decides that? There's carnivals come to the town. I don't particularly like carnivals, but people like carnivals.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, or like the fair rides, that kind of carnival, like whatever. Like, I don't give a fuck that it's there, but people like it. So I'm not going to be like, oh, don't bring it in because of the grass. That's not fair. It's not fair. You're so removed. Also, not trying to gag their tea, but like, I think a lot of people were saying, I've seen the comments being like, are the people that have campaigned this even from London? They're not being like, but like, if they're coming into London from like other places in the UK, gentrifying essentially.
I fuck the gentrifiers.
No, for real though, like you can't come for real. Like with all your money, buy like a nice house by Brockwell Park, and then kick off at the fact that Brockwell Park exists for the community. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't imagine that is what's happening. I imagine it's like middle-aged people, older people who own their houses who've lived there for ages.
It's just so boring. Like, and it's like, it's what, like, how many days of the year? Like 8? Go away. If you're so fucking, you own a house at Brockwell Park, you can go on holiday.
Yeah.
Go to the Maldives, prick.
Yeah. What about how it fucks up the ground at the park and then you can't...
Suck your mum. Well, I better see you out there with your planters and your romaine, chucking your seeds, girl. Do you know what I mean? Piss off.
What about when you can't smoke a zoot at your smoking spot because they've got
where do we go
up?
Where do we go for 420 now? Do you know what I mean? Like, but I don't know. Like, it doesn't matter. Who's asked?
Yeah.
Sit somewhere else. Are you that desperate to sit on that part of the hill?
Yeah.
Are you broken in the brain?
I don't know. So I live near Finsbury Park, and they have wireless there.
Yeah.
When wireless on, it is chaos, and they have loads of other festivals there, and it's chaos for them as well. But like, it's only half the park, really. Or it's actually maybe only.
But it's the
quarter
same
of
with Brockwell. It's not
is it the same as Brockwell? It's not the whole park.
It's not the whole park. No, we literally walked through it.
So go somewhere else.
Exactly. Get a fucking life. Yeah. It's the same as like when they do a festival at Burgess Park. That feels like the whole park. It's so nice because it's a community.
Yeah.
And I was complaining at Burgess Park. I love Burgess Park.
It's also...
Get my dick sucked at Burgess Park. I'm joking. I've never been cruising.
So who's trying to shag in a park this summer?
I'm trying
what
to
are you telling me?
Fucked by the pond.
Obviously. It's also like... None of these festivals go past 10:30 or 11.
It's like 11, and they turn the sound down because I remember going to Field Day the other day in Victoria.
It's
like
so
last year.
quiet and wide awake.
It was so quiet.
So quiet
it was so
at all
bad.
these festivals.
Yeah,
but maybe it's like, not that this is the point, because regardless of my opinion on them, they should be allowed to go ahead. People should have somewhere to enjoy themselves in London.
Yeah.
There should be, but like me personally, I've rarely had a good time at London Days Festival, like, because it is just like the rules here are so strict. I've never been to Hoopla.
See, that's why you haven't had a good time.
But is it loud? But it's crucially...
This is the last year that Hoopla is going to be at Brockwell Park. It's just joyous.
Really?
Yeah, it's better than Pride. It's so fun. It's so fun. The whole community's out. Everyone's in amazing spirits.
Yeah.
They're playing just Throwback Thursdays. Rita Ora's headlining. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's amazing. R.I.P. It's the best.
To
it's just
the
nice.
girl you used
Like, it's
to
just
see.
nice. I'll be at Hoopla next week. If you are there, I will be on the mic.
Come on.
With, I don't know how I'm allowed to say who it's with.
Don't. Keep them guessing.
Like, there's the stage that is sponsored.
Chapel Roan.
Hello.
Guest appearance. I've never been to London Day Festival and forgotten that I was in a park in London. Forgotten that I was in Gunnersbury
but
Park.
that's fine. But it's okay to...
Festival is like...
Here she goes on the Glastonbury
if you've been to Glastonbury...
There we go.
No, it's not just Glastonbury. It's any festival.
What other festival? Exactly.
I've only been to Glastonbury.
Yeah.
Dry Mullen. No,
What
let's not get into insufferable festivals.
But no,
but you're meant to feel like you're escaping reality.
I like it because it's like I can go for this day. I can see. It was like the other day at Wide Awake. It's like I can go see Sega Bodega at the day stage. I can go see Daniel Avery. Shout out, friend of the pod. I think
Daniel Avery.
He follows me and you on the podcast.
I don't think he follows me.
He does.
Daniel Avery, the musician.
On my mama.
Wow, let's go.
Because he followed me the other day and then I checked who they were following. Because I was like, is this from the podcast?
Should we ask if we can have Drone Logic as our... Nah.
I really know who they are, no offence, Daniel. But I think that's a nice thing because I know that you created the Days stage this year.
Did he?
Yeah.
He's got bangers.
Hits.
Quite like dark.
Yeah.
Oh. Shit.
On Straight Diva.
Let's go. Welcome to the fam.
Welcome to the fam, Daniel.
Patreon coming soon.
Not even. We need to launch that next week.
We need to launch that next week.
Just because I want to get the thing up.
Lads, watch the space.
Watch this fucking space.
Watch this space.
Can you say adult creators? Content creators? We're getting into porn.
Yeah. I think I largely agree with you. I think the only thing I haven't really enjoyed about the discussion is like how it suddenly just becomes like just so ignorant. It's like, yeah, fuck the gentrifiers, like fuck the gentrifiers.
That was me on the Face magazine video.
Was
it? Like, what do you think about the people I went and they can suck their mum?
Yeah, but that's funny.
Yeah, I know, and I said it's wank.
I just feel like everyone...
And then someone commented being like, these are stupid takes. And I was like, do you know what? I didn't think about it.
Well, it's like...
But then why'd you come to me for a take?
I mean, and it's the Face and Days, like, asking these questions at day festivals, like, when people are, like, having fun and getting on it. Like, we're not, like, going to give the best, most informed, most researched, well answers.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know, the debate... Gentrification is a huge problem. I feel like people just use it as a byword for, like, so many problems when it's, like...
Yeah.
Fuck gentrification. It's like, oh, I've absolved myself of any... Like, it's just them that's the problem.
Yeah.
And I feel like we just need to be more... I'm sounding like a centrist dad right now. We need to be more understanding.
But I think that...
But I didn't know that it was all... It was only a portion of the park. I thought it was the whole park.
No. It's a portion of the park. It's never the full park. These festivals are never... It's the same with Victoria Park. It's like half of the park.
And then the other thing is that it's like... Part of this is the council's fault. And now they've like made them not getting planning permission has now thrown this whole debate into fire of like whether we can have live music in London parks, which for the record I absolutely think we should have.
We should. Because Louis busks every Saturday morning.
But then other people have been getting into it with parent company. Anyway, we're not going to get into that.
Yeah, it's boring. Just don't do it.
There's so many ways you can come at it. Only other thing I'll say is the thing I don't like about day festivals, and it's just a fact of life, but it's so... I guess it's a good thing about day festivals. They're popular with casuals. They're people that don't necessarily go to gigs or clubs.
Yeah, it's nice. People to enjoy music.
It's good in the sense that it's an opportunity for casuals to enjoy music and like outside, and it's more accessible maybe. But maybe I'm preaching to the choir here. But go to more small gigs and club nights. And
I mean, we say come to ours, but she's old out. Huh?
Yeah.
We'd love you to come.
But there'll be another one July the 11th.
Also, can I just say this also to everybody that didn't buy a ticket and was like, I was meaning to buy a ticket. You should have bought a ticket.
Yeah, buy a fucking
ticket.
Guys,
like, this isn't like no cap. Like, it's like buy a ticket. Like the amount of DMs that we got, like I love it and I love you and thank you for coming, but it's also just kind of like, if you wanted to buy a ticket, they're on sale for like a month.
Yeah, also support small businesses. I didn't make any P's on that. It was a tenner for like 4 live acts. 4 of the hottest live acts in the UK right now.
I do fear. They are quite hot.
I'm just going to check we're still recording.
Yeah, we are. I can see the red thing at the top of the thing.
No, on my...
on the laptop.
On audio.
And then do you want to do some agony hearts?
Yeah.
I did see a comment the other day being like, because our episode was so short last week, they were like...
You got to make up for it.
For 3 hours. And I was like, we're not doing it.
Cool.
Right, are you ready for some agony aunt scale?
I'm ready. Whenever you're ready. Sorry.
It's a biggie. You ready?
Yeah.
You said that with some determination.
I'm so sad.
Okay. Hello, straight diva. I'm 18, hetero flexible, and a girl, and a pink and yellow hexbug. Was looking for some advice as my best friend of 2 years has been distanced from me ever since getting a girlfriend, which sucks but is understandable. But I've been getting a bit peeved because he's made friends with all her friends and has basically forgotten about me and is now closer with his girlfriend's friendship group. I spoke to him recently and he said he's been going through some gender identity issues, and as his girlfriend's friends are a bit more diverse in terms of sexuality than me, this has felt comfortable just being them and not anybody else. This is confusing me, as though I know he struggled with anxiety and been unsure of his orientation the whole time I've known him. I've always thought I've made it obvious in my support of him, and if he was to identify as not a man, I wouldn't see him any other way. He's bisexual and hasn't changed his pronouns, but he told me that he feels he could be non-binary a few times. Basically, I'm wondering if you think there's something I could be doing, and if it's my fault, he feels more comfortable with this new group than me, and if there's anything you think I should do. Or if maybe just people drifting and I shouldn't force something that he maybe doesn't want. I've never really felt this close friends with a person before, so it just feels wrong to just give up and let him decide what he wants to do. But I've tried to make an effort to see him a billion times and it's never reciprocated. Is it that I'm maybe not a safe enough space for someone exploring their gender and I could be doing more? Oh my God, this hurt my heart. Or is it not anything within my control? Thought Miss Sue and Miss Lou might have an answer. Thank you so much and love the pods lots and lots. Firstly, I want to say love you lots and lots. That really hurt my heart because, gosh, it's I've heard this before. I've heard my friend, I won't say the name, but they had a friend at school, kind of like college time, who kind of like went MIA because they were like dealing with their gender identity and they've only just rekindled things maybe like 10 years later. And one thing I will say to you is like, and like not to rip a band-aid off, but like that might happen because I think that sometimes you do have to dip. Like as somebody who left their hometown, like I dipped heavy and I haven't seen my home friends since I was 21 because I was like going to and from. But I think especially coming out of I started medically transitioning at 22. You're nervous to see them and you're nervous to like tell them and you're nervous. And I know a couple of people listen to this pod as well, like, and it's not just this reason, like obviously life gets busy, but I do think it is like there's such a change, and it's the same with my family too. Like there's been such a change that it's almost like, it's not that you don't find solace in them. It's not even that. It's more just kind of like when you find yourself in a new predicament, you're just kind of like, oh, I love this predicament.
Yeah.
I'm here now. Do you know what I mean? And it's not that you don't have so much space for that person, because you do, and you sound incredibly loving, and you sound like a fucking brilliant friend.
Very sensitive.
And a very sensitive
emotionally
friend.
Intelligent.
And emotionally intelligent, and you genuinely seem like an absolute light, so all the love to you, Diva. But it's a hard thing, specifically with, I will say, like, trans identity, non-binary identity, I think, because it's like, because in some ways you are running from it. Like, there's like no way of putting it, like, you actually are just like running from it sometimes. Do you know what I mean?
Stop. Don't blame yourself.
Yeah, it's almost like, not in a rude way, it's got nothing to do with you. You're literally doing the most you can. And so you shouldn't, but my point there being is it's nothing to do with you. That's not what I'm saying. It's nothing to do with you. You're being amazing.
And maybe even do less and communicate to them that it's like you support whatever they need to do, but you are tiring yourselves out trying to maintain the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But, sorry, we've just gone on low battery. I'm just going to plug in my laptop and make a cut.
Okay.
I'm about to cook.
I'm about to cook.
Okay, Okay, sorry guys, we had a technical difficulty with some laptop battery being low. I would only add that I feel like this isn't about, and you kind of already said this isn't about you, not to just easily absolve you of any responsibility. Well, this isn't your fault at all. But in this situation, it's just more about that this person doesn't want to be reminded maybe of that period of their life. And I feel like this isn't even, I mean, it's in this case like about gender identity, but this could be with like anything in life. This could be like just about kind of like moving from your hometown type thing. Just like it's a very common theme, and like sadly this person might not want to be the person that they were during the time that they've known you. And as horrible as it is that you're like maybe having to lose a best friend, you should try and keep this relationship going like in a way that is not too intolerable and exhausting to you. But if you love them, you might have to let them kind of do their thing. But I don't know.
I think it's like also as well, like it's like there are times like my friend that I referenced, they've come back together and it's better, and it's like
it's not forever.
And also they both kind of the friending question that I'm talking about realised that they were also kind of like queer and kind of like and had their own journey with it, but they're on different timelines. And I think even like my friends from home, like it's like Christy, who I mentioned on the pod before, like we talk a lot and we're going to see each other soon, hopefully. But like I had to go away, and then she had to go away, and then we had to live separate lives, and then eventually like I'll come back to where I'm from or like whatever, or we'll meet somewhere and we'll just have a like lovely time. But like you have to go away from each other sometimes. I don't love her any less. I see her less and we speak less, but I love her as much as I loved her when we were kids. It's just like I had to go find people who
were like the person you wanted to be.
You wanted to be at that time, you know? Which is a shame, but that's also part. You're also, I will say is you're at an age where it's going to be an influx of change. Like you're 18.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
You're about to meet a bunch of people who you fuck with too. And like, you think about, I think you have to be selfish in these times where it's kind of like, you kind of have to be like, well, do you know what? If you don't want to be my mate, I'm going to find a gorgeous group of mates who love me and support me and hold me through that, because you genuinely sound like a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful human being. And even like sending this to us is, thanks for sending it.
Did they say anything about like moving or going to uni or anything, or?
I don't think so, but I think that, you know.
Well, regardless of whether you're going to uni or not, you're probably about to go through some, like, you're about to enter the period of your life where there is the most change in terms of, like, who you are and who you hang out with, like, over the next 3 to 5 years, maybe even 10. But so yeah, find some people that love you and accept that this is unfortunately a part of life where people change, man.
And I think also as well, like, it's very easy for us to say because we're both 26 and we've done it. Do you know what I mean?
But at the time, when it's happening, it's so intense.
Because it's the same with your first like major partner.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. You're like, how am I possibly gonna get over this person?
Yeah.
And then you do.
Yeah.
And then you're able to look back and then like, yeah, and then you see them in the street and you're just kind of like, what a time.
And at 18,
you know what I mean? What a fucking time.
Yeah. At 18, your friendships are so. I feel like friendships are obviously still a huge part of my life, but like I don't need to see my friends as much as I did because we both have like much busier, full lives. Yeah. And whereas when you're 18, like my friends were like everything.
No, and I feel like it's the same thing. Even I love my wife. There are a few people there. I don't think intentionally for I love my wife, but there are a few people there that I knew that when I was like 20, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe we used to spend so much time together, you know, because you change so much that you're like, fucking hell, like I'm not on drugs anymore, like I don't hang around the club anymore, like it's, you know, you realise that perhaps you don't need that person as well, you know, just as much as like with ex-partners and ex-friends, like it's like, or it might be, I'll always need you some form. I had like a best friend when I was like 22, and like we barely talk anymore, but she's amazing. She's up in the north now. And I remember thinking, I don't know what my life's going to be like without her. But you just get on, babe.
Yeah.
You just get on. She had to go. she had to go and she had to do her thing,
Mm-hmm.
and she's done it. Do you know what I mean? And it's the same with me,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But then through that friend who you have, you might meet, I don't know, somebody who knows that person, and then you're like, and then you become besties. That's what happened with my best friend now, Laura. We met through this friend that I'm talking about, and now we're best friends. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, just move with it, babe.
Life is a highway.
Hey.
I'm gonna ride it
But
all.
also-
But it also sucks.
It also
really
sucks and it
praying
still
for you.
hurts, and you just have to be kind to yourself and do affirmations.
Yeah.
And eat good food and just take yourself out and enjoy being 18 because it's a good fucking time.
Yeah. Preach.
Are you ready for a new one?
Yes.
Hey girl, or Louie, depending who reads this, it says. I'm a 30-year-old trans woman therapist in a monogamous lesbian relationship. Marriage, shall I say. I love it all, but I also miss being a free-loving bisexual slut. The idea of revisiting non-monogamy and casual sex now that I'm more secure in myself and not so messy is very appealing. I especially want to explore more my interest in men and relating to men as a woman because I'm unsatisfied by how underexpressed that part of my life has been. My wife really understands, but she's also deeply uncomfortable with the idea of me being sexually intimate with others. I'm curious to see what some, seemingly, in brackets, younger people make of that. Agony aunt, horny, nostalgic bitch.
Fuck.
I think that's really interesting.
Unstoppable object meets immovable force.
Yeah. I think there's no right or wrong way to go about this, babe. Because...
So partners flat out said, no.
No, partner said, I think yes, but they're uncomfortable with the fact that they're going to be having sex with different people.
Right.
And I think specifically, I think if you're in a lesbian relationship with somebody and they were like, I want to fuck men, perhaps it'd be like, oh, gag it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I understand, and I know you'll understand this because you're also a therapist. But
also a therapist.
well, they're a therapist. They said
Are
that
you
they're
a therapist?
No, they said that they're therapists.
Oh, right, sorry.
No, they are also a therapist.
Oh,
in that
got
sense.
you. I was like, what?
You, like I, are
When
also
did you
a
do the
therapist.
Masters at Goldsmiths?
Bitch, I'm actually 43. But I think that I think it is like that's like a huge thing, and it sounds like you and your partner have an amazing communication style, and that you're good. I think that unfortunately that's an itch that you might just have to scratch. But I don't necessarily feel like that's a bad thing for your relationship because I think it could actually make you stronger. It might be tough and it might be hard because, babe, you might scratch it, fuck a man and be like, fuck that, babe.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Fuck that. But I do get it because I how do I tell this story without name dropping people? I had a similar conversation with a friend the other day about kind of like cruising and stuff like that. Like I was never one to go cruising and don't want to. Even safety, I don't want to.
Explain cruising for the straight listeners.
For the straight listeners, cruising is when queer people, specifically gay men, would go into like public spaces and have sex because in a time where it came about, that was the only time they could do it because there was no spaces for them to meet, etc., etc. But it's still a huge part and like held very loving to some gay people's hearts, and like there's lots of cute cruising spots all over the UK, etc., etc. But I definitely went through a hoe phase when I was younger, but I think similarly to the person who's asked the question, I don't think I've necessarily been through a hoe phase. I didn't actually want to be through a hoe phase as like a full-blown like trans woman, adult kind of thing. However, I know deep down that I actually don't want to, and so I'm happy with that. But I was talking to this friend and we were like both gay at one point of our lives, and they're still gay. And we would like talked about this, and like it sounds so interesting because one of our mutual friends cruises, and we're like, God, it sounds so interesting. But I don't know, it's interesting. If you really want to do it, then you should do it, and you'll need to do that because at the end of the day, as you'll know, you can't suppress that in you, and also being a queer person yourself, like you can't suppress it. And it sounds like you've got a good thing, so maybe it's just a way of working it out. Could you do it together? Do you know what I mean? Could you have sex with like a non-binary person with a penis?
Can we meet halfway here?
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, is there a way about this? But
wait, so you think? Oh, sorry if I didn't hear this in the text, but you think it's made especially uncomfortable because it's men that she wants to explore with?
No. It doesn't have to be that fact. No, it just I was saying because their partner, if they're in a lesbian relationship, their partner might just be straight up lesser. So then, in that sense, they might be a bit gooped that their partner now was
right. Got you.
Men.
Right.
Because I'd just be like, whoa, gag it. Do you know what I mean? But I think it doesn't matter who you fucking. I suppose it's just opening any relationship stuff.
Yeah, but then also like, I guess it's all about like how much. It's like how much is your itch to to sleep with men and explore non-monogamy, and how much is your partner's discomfort with this? Because in like, on one hand, I agree with you. It's like, I mean, the fact that you're writing in this message and you've had all this brilliant communication with your partner probably implies that you are quite keen to do this.
Yeah.
And it's got this far. But like, so you probably should explore it. But like, in any relationship, there are some things that some people just have to put up with and
just not do.
And that is like part of any successful long-term relationship, is you like
you choose to be with that person.
Yeah, you compromise on stuff that you want
you're right.
to make this other person happy.
You are right.
But that can be
detrimental,
unhealthy.
I think that is, but that's also the thing. I again talk to another friend about this all the time. Like, we talk about both being in a relationship now, and he's like a similar conversation about wanting to like be about and fuck about, and he's like, I think about it a lot, but he's like, I'm actively choosing to be with my boyfriend. I'm actively choosing, and I know that my choice to be with him, no matter how like say horny I get or fancy somebody, it's like I'm actively choosing the love of that person over being out on the streets.
Yeah.
For me, I'm never on those streets again, babe. Leave me off the street. I hated the streets. Hated it. Also, as well, that's one thing I will say. What I will say is fucking men, specifically straight men, is as a trans person, is a fucking cancer to the world. It's a fucking cancer to the world. And I'm off the streets, and I'm going to be staying off those streets. I'm hot stepping off the streets. I lock my doors.
The streets be missing you though, B.
Babe, no, they can keep you. Fuck you.
But yeah, I like to think about this. Oh, sorry, Sophie. I like to think about all this sort of stuff in terms of tolerance. What can you tolerate?
Yeah.
Can you tolerate not exploring this with other people? If not, then I guess you got to explore it.
Yeah.
And despite it making your partner uncomfortable, I think you're right. Maybe you try it once and then you check back in. It sounds like you're very good communicators. You might not like it. They might actually be fine with it. But you just baby step it.
Yeah, is that like a way to do it where it's like, I don't know, if you go on a work trip or you go on like a
out of
girl's
sight,
holiday.
out of mind.
Yeah, like I'm not being funny, genuinely. If like my partner wanted to like
one long night in Chicago.
Yeah, but if they were away and then they fucked someone, I'm like, just don't tell me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to be asking something that I don't know. Genuinely. Get tested, you're fine. Like, I couldn't give a fuck. If they don't know you,
really?
On my mama. Like, genuinely, if you're not going to speak to them again, and you have to like not speak to them again, if you genuinely meet someone, you have a connection, you want to explore it and fuck them, and then like...
But do you have to agree that before it happens, that it's allowed?
No, I don't want to know. I actually don't want to know.
No.
Oh, this rule?
Yeah, this rule.
Yeah, but I say this when I start dating people.
Okay.
Because I also fear myself. Like, I've never been in a really long-term relationship.
Right.
It's like in 10 years, if I want to like... If I go to, I don't know, Alicante...
Yeah.
And I meet John...
Yeah.
And John's Lengers, and I'm away, like... I don't know. I don't think we'd want to fuck, but I don't know how I'm going to be in 10 years.
I like that caveat.
Do you know what I mean?
Monogamy.
Is it just? It's just kind of like. I don't want to know, and I also nothing would move if I didn't know. Do you know what I mean?
I'm calling cap.
If no. On my mama, I literally swear. I've thought about it for a long time.
Okay, fair enough.
I used to speak to my friend Louisa about it.
I would still be peeved.
Really?
If I was in like a deep long-term relationship and my partner shagged someone in Alicante, or probably more so in our case, it'll be Marseille.
You have to speak about it at the start.
Yeah.
I know Marseille no, because that'll piss me off because I know we're going back.
And then because
I probably know it.
There'll be mutuals.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. If you run into, what I would hate is like running in the same circles of them. Like I'd find that like I ain't a poly girl.
But then what if you think it's not in the same circles? But it
well,
is?
Yeah, it's true. You just don't know. It's a hard one, babe. So I hope that you'll figure it out though. You just have to communicate with
and it raises the wider question that like, does a successful relationship have to have compromise, or do the successful relationships just not even feel like compromising?
You also just don't have to fuck other people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's like that's the deal.
That's also that's also like fine. Like,
yeah.
Because I deep it and then I'm just kind of like, I just won't.
Yeah.
Like even like me saying this about Alicante. When I'm in Alicante, I'll be with my girls.
Yeah.
I'll be worrying whether my tuck's showing, let alone fucking John from Cornwall. Do you know what I mean? Like it's the last thing on my mind. But maybe that's just because I'm on blockers.
John from Cornwall fucks though.
I couldn't give a fuck.
You know he.
I'm like John from Cornwall. Leave me alone. I'm here with my girls. So it's really funny because I say all this, but I literally just wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't do it then, so why would I do it now?
I've never cheated, but
I've never cheated.
I've had.
You've been cheated on?
No.
It's the most hellish feeling in the world.
Yeah.
It fucks everything up. I'm still healing.
Do you have dreams about either
getting cheated on all the time? Yeah.
I have dreams about. Well, when I was in a relationship, I had dreams about cheating.
Yeah,
but never about being cheated on.
Now I would. Now
Actually,
I even feel like whenever I feel insecure, I'll have dreams that I'm getting cheated on by my partner. Yeah, because it genuinely is the most like the pain.
Yeah.
Hun, it was genuinely the worst thing in the world.
Fuck up your whole day.
Like your whole year, I had to go to therapy.
Ugh.
And you haven't watched Straight Diva.
And you've been listening to Straight
I feel like this has been a really nice episode.
Such a nice episode.
So nice.
Cheers to that. Wait, actually, people, I was doing the millennial heart. Love you guys so much. Thank you for listening. Keep your eyes peeled for some big news next week.
Oh yeah.
Or this week when this airs.
Yeah. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.